Alright, so here we go. And I've been watching some Advanced Warfare. If you didn't know, all the Optic team was streaming Advanced Warfare. As I'm making this commentary, they're still streaming it now. And I was watching it for a little while, watching a few of their matches and all that, kind of seeing how the game worked and everything like that. And I wrote down a few things, some pros, some cons, just a few things I liked and didn't like from what I saw, and I wanted to just put that into a video real quick. So I'm gonna jump right into this and start off with the negative, just to get that out of the way first. Starting off, the thing I noticed, and it was like the first thing I noticed, like straight off the rip, was their time to kill. Their time to kill is so fast. At least it seemed to me from what I saw. It seemed like their time to kill was just like a few bullets, and they were just dropping guys so quickly, and I was it was kind of blowing my mind because in Ghosts, the time to kill was quick. It was probably the quickest time to kill of any Call of Duty, and it wasn't just because of the hit detection. I think people mistook the hit detection and time to kill. They thought, you know, like, oh, the hit detection is just really good, you know. But really, I think it was just time to kill. It killed people so quick and so few bullets. It gave you that illusion of really, really good hit detection. And I mean, the hit detection was okay, but it wasn't as good, I think, as some people thought it was. And the time to kill was really quick. And I thought, well, you know, it's not too bad, I guess, you know. And then this game comes along, and it seems like they're dropping guys even quicker than Ghost was. And for a rusher, I just don't see as that actually being a great thing, because it's almost impossible to turn on someone. Sometimes if you run by a corner, you know, there'll be a guy there, and he won't be expecting it, and you'll get a chance to turn on him. But in this game, a few bullets, and it seems like you're dead. So I'm not completely sure about that. But as the game goes on, I have to see. I can't really say too much about it until I actually play it. These are just my initial thoughts. That was the first thing I noticed, though. Hopefully, that won't be too big of a problem. A small thing I noticed too was the hip fire. It seemed like the hip fire, even with assault rifles, was really powerful. From the medium-ish range, almost anything could hip fire fairly accurate, and with the time to kill, it seemed a little OP to me, but its hip fire, I don't think, even if it was really accurate, it would be that big of a deal. That doesn't bother me that much if someone would kill me with hip fire, but I thought it was a little stupid how good it seemed at that medium range, even with assault rifles. The mini map too. The mini map was smaller than usual, I would say. That's probably why they have a perk that makes the mini map a little bit bigger. But I just thought it was kind of stupid. Like I like the mini map the way it was. Ghost changed up the mini map. No one liked it as far as I know. It was stupid. It was almost pointless, and I found myself almost never using the mini map in Ghost except to maybe catch occasionally where a guy would spawn or something like that. As an overall, the minimap was stupid. I wish I just let it go as it is. It's good as it is. Don't mess with something if it isn't broke. Um, my number one problem with the game, which I guess isn't really a game breaker, but yeah, I just think it's stupid, is the guns. The guns seem completely recycled from Ghost. There seems to be almost no difference at all. For instance, I saw one guy using an AK-12. I can't remember who it was, but he was using an AK-12. And even if it's not called the AK-12 in there, it is the exact same thing as a Ghost AK-12. The reload animation is the exact same. It looks pretty much exactly the same. It's completely just straight up taken straight from Ghost. You can tell there's no attempt to even hide it. Everything's exactly the same. And I think it was Embos that was using the Bulldog. Exactly the same. It was the reload animation exactly the same. It looked the same, and it was so obvious. And there wasn't even an attempt to make anything even moderately different about it. They just straight up just boom took that right from Ghost and put it right in the game. And for something that's supposed to be like the new Call of Duty, the new thing, a completely different take on the series, that was kind of stupid. That I think that they couldn't come up with their own guns. And even like the sights are, one of the sights is so obviously just straight up ripped from Destiny. It looks exactly like it, and I just don't even get how they can think they're making a completely new Call of Duty, and they have all these exactly like normal things from other games that they just seem like they ripped straight out. And I don't get that if they're trying to be innovative. And the CBJMS, I want to say it's called, from Ghosts. I think it's an assault rifle in Advanced Warfare, but once again, it looks pretty much the same. Its reload is exactly the same, and its rate of fire seems to be pretty fast. It seems to be basically an SMG that just labeled as an assault rifle that they ripped straight out of Ghost. I'm sure there are more like it, but those are just the ones I saw from the amount of time that I was watching it. But I just, that's really stupid to me, and it's kind of a problem. In my opinion, I think it just kind of takes away from the game to be using stuff. I like to have a little bit new weapons. I don't expect them to be coming up with brand new things all the time. I get there's a certain point where they have to be like, okay, there aren't a lot of new things we can throw out there, but at the very least, I would expect them to make a little bit more of an effort than just to throw all the guns in that we've already been using just a short amount of time ago and still probably are using. Overall, I thought the game looked like Black Ops 2, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I didn't think Black Ops 2 looked bad. The colors were pretty cool. Uh, the maps and everything, uh, that actually, from what I saw, and I'm not sure how many maps there actually were playing in their scrimmage, but the map actually seemed pretty good overall, which I was really surprised at. Because I think that's the thing that's gonna make or break the game. Because I think we all can agree that Ghost was probably the worst maps of any Call of Duty. They were stupid. They're almost. It's hard to believe that someone actually came up with those maps and thought that they would work for Call of Duty. They just aren't even close. But I'm gonna rant on Ghost because that's not what I'm trying to talk about. But the map actually seemed pretty good. It was flowed fairly well, it seemed, with a little bit of vertical. It seemed like pretty much every Call of Duty map for the most part, but they just had that little bit, a few buildings you could jump on top of, little things you could get on. Overall, I think they designed it pretty well from what I saw. It wasn't so much verticality to the point where you seem like you'd have to be looking everywhere. It's just enough that you can use the verticality, which you should be able to, without it being just crazy, stupid, people everywhere type of thing. And hopefully it's like that in all the maps. I'm not completely sure, but the map I saw, I thought it looked pretty good. I thought they designed it well, and I thought it seemed to flow fairly decent. The pace of the game is incredibly fast from what I saw. Now I realize that pro players are playing it, so they're playing the objective. They're rushing, everyone's going hard, just trying to get to the other team, which isn't something you're going to be finding in pubs a lot, so I'm not completely sure how that will be. But I realized too, if you took like a Ghost game, which I think we all can agree Ghost was a very slow playing game, if you took Ghost and had someone who never played Ghost before watch an MLG tournament, he'd think, oh, it's a fairly good rusher's game. Maps are pretty fast paced, they don't seem too bad. When everyone's playing the objective and rushing, Ghost actually looks kind of decent. But then you get into pubs and everyone just sits around and doesn't do anything, doesn't play the objective, and then you have a horrible game sitting right there. I'm hoping that Advanced Warfare, the way they designed it, that it will encourage fast play, but you're always going to have those campers, which I think is going to be really hard to combat, because with the way it's designed to be played very fast, designed to be rushing really hard. So if you have guys sitting in the corner, and even if you have one guy sitting in the corner, 9 other people, are rushing, or however many, 9, 10 other people are rushing, you got 1 or 2 campers, it can completely ruin it, because with the way the game is played, it's not meant to be like checking your corners like you would in most Call of Duties, because you're just flying through the map so quick. And I see that as being a problem, because you're always going to have those campers, it's always going to be there. But hopefully, with the way the game's designed, people are going to want to run around more with their exosuits and just be rushing overall, hopefully. But, it's Call of Duty, so I think we all know that probably won't happen. As an overall, that was pretty much my thoughts on it. It looks like Black Ops 2, with time to kill a little bit quicker than Ghosts. The guns are pretty much ripped from Ghosts from what I saw, which, kind of upsetting, but it's pretty much that with maybe a hint of Titanfall just because of the verticality. Overall, I'm not disappointed in it. I think it could be really fun if everyone else plays it the way it should be, which is rushing, playing the objective, having fun, but it's a Call of Duty fan base. We'll see. We'll see. It's doubtful that will actually happen, but I'm still not regretting pre-ordering it. I think it's gonna be a fun game. Maybe I'll change my mind when I get it, but we're just gonna have to see. So until Advanced Warfare comes out, everyone have a good day and take it easy. Later.